One of those Tyler's back with a special 2001 year in review. Use. I'm gonna combine the final Nitro and the simulcast Raw, and that's it for WCW until I do another. If I do 96 or 97, spoiler. But after these two Raw and Nitros, WrestleMania 17 be next. The final Nitro starts out with. I'm sorry with the Vince stuff. Vince was saying, "Imagine that Vince McMahon, bought my competition." And what is the fate of WCW lies in my hands. And he does on Raw. He says, "Wow, we got the WWF, and look at this. There's Jeff Jarrett." And he goes, capital G, capital O, double N, double E. Gone. Until 2018. And I'll talk about the final moment with spoiler. Anyways, let's talk about the final Nitro first, and then we'll do the soundtrack. I'm not. Anyways, we start out with Ric Flair probably saying you want to. He said you want to face Sting tonight, and which was a request by Vince McMahon, by the way. So yeah, we start with a WCW champion and United States title matches with Booker T, the United title, defeating Scott Steiner to win the WCW championship and retain his United title. So he became a 4-time WCW champion, and his 5th one came in July of this same time period on a Raw. But yeah, Booker T wins. He's the new WCW champion. He's a double champion, and yeah. We had a triple threat tag team match, I think, with Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio defeating 2 Count and the Young Dragons. And by the way, it's Shane Moore and Evan Courageous, by the way. Shane Helms is not with them. And why bring like that group? You don't have 2 members. Whatever, it's fine. And then I'm gonna. You also have what else? Shane Helms defeating Chavo Guerrero to retain his Cruiserweight title. It was okay. Cruiserweight title match. They did the best they could. What else? You got a tag team championship, the WCW World Tag Team Championship, the WCW World Tag Team Championship match between Chuck Loma and Sean Hare defeating Mike Awesome and Lance Storm. Fine. Whatever. They are the final tag team champions. Shane Helms will be. Well, again, they kept the WCW tag team titles, the WCW World Champion, United States, and Cruiserweight title into the invasion. No Cruiserweight tag team titles. Thank the Lord. Which, what else? Yeah, Shawn Stacey and Bam Bam Bigelow should not have been on the show. It's a tag 2 match. And by the way, the villain won that match. And this is Bam Bam Bigelow's final wrestling match. Yeah, I don't think he ever wrestled ever again after this. Anyways, and what else? Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman beat Elix Skipper and Kid Romeo in a not as great as the Green match, but yeah. And then we get Sting and Ric Flair. This was a great match, and Sting's last match in WCW. He would not come back until the early days of TNA, and then his full return was at Final Resolution 2006 in TNA. Yeah, go back to my 2006 year review. That was a fun year to me to go back, and 98 as well. That's the final Nitro. I'll be back right back. Oh, by the way, the final Nitro gets a B+. It was a good Nitro, but it was kind of sad to go back and watch it 20 years later. And I'll catch you next time. I'll be right back for the Soundcast Raw. Okay, we're back. Oh, I forgot to mention it was in Panama City Beach. So yeah, Raw tonight was in Cleveland, Ohio. This Simulcast Raw, and Kurt Angle is in the ring, and then he's mad he doesn't have a match at WrestleMania because he lost the WWF Championship to The Rock. But then out comes Chris Benoit saying, "You don't have a match, I don't have a match, so let's wrestle each other." And yeah, we got a great fun feud between Benoit and Angle, which had good matches. They two have great chemistry. Um, they were building up WrestleMania 17 as well, and you guys had to be because the reason this match happened is because it's gonna be a 6-man tag match at WrestleMania, which I'll talk about that. They built up William Regal and Chris Jericho's match at WrestleMania, which Jericho disguised as Doink the Clown attacked William Regal. There was a 6-man tag. I'm not gonna go talk about every match on the show because, yeah, there was a 6-man tag match between Benoit, the Hardys versus Edge, Christian, and Angle. This was actually not a bad 6-man tag match. Ronald comes out and, after the match and gores Matt and Lita. And the Dudley Boys were performing the second TLC match. There'll be another TLC match between those three, and then Benoit and Jericho on a SmackDown. But yeah. Undertaker and Triple H is getting their build up. Even the Hardcore Championship match between Raven, Big Show, and Kane. I think Raven went back during the 24/7 rule, because the 24/7 rule still in effect for the Hardcore title, and it's still freaking hilarious. Yeah. But the biggest build of them all was Steve Austin and by the way, Mick Foley came back on this Raw, and he's announced as a special guest referee because Vince McMahon was in a panic mode for something I'm talking about at the end. So Mick Foley's gonna be a special referee. That'd be the first time he'll be a special referee because we'll talk about it when I get to Invasion, during that shitty Invasion angle, that botched angle rather. Undertaker and Triple H got their build up for WrestleMania 17, which was a great match. But the biggest build up of all was Stone Cold and The Rock, because that sit down interview on SmackDown, and at least to Austin win the Rumble, Rock win the title, No Way Out, and then they beat Brothers of Destruction. And the end of the match, Triple H caused Undertaker the match, so that sets up the WrestleMania match. And because you're imagining what these two are gonna be like at WrestleMania. Silent Cuts Raw gets an A. And now we'll talk about why I'm doing this. I want to say this for the end. Vince comes to the ring on Raw in Cleveland, Ohio. He's talking about how he bought WCW. Yeah. And it's he said, who wants to join WCW? And he mentioned Hogan, Buff Bagwell, Goldberg, Scott Steiner, Sting. Yeah. By the way, Hogan, the four he mentioned, except like Luger, either came to the WWE or came back to the WWE, like Scott Steiner and Hulk Hogan. Sting will not come until 2014, which you go back to my Survivor Series 2014 review, and Goldberg will not come to the WWE 2 years later, the night after WrestleMania 19. And then, well, Vince's music plays again, but then Shane McMahon came out to the same song. This was before, like, a little later, he came out to Here Comes the Money. Here comes the money. Yeah. He comes out on Monday Nitro and Shane saying, Shane McMahon's on Nitro. Unfortunately, we have to deal with Paul Heyman on commentary. Sorry, Paul Heyman, great talker, not a good commentator, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a little mini rant on Paul Heyman as a commentator, but anyways. Shane McMahon says, surprise, Dad! You are in Cleveland, Ohio, and here I'm in Panama City in a WCW ring. And then he does, and the name on the contract does say McMahon. However, the contract reads Shane McMahon. I now own WCW. And that leads to that terrible Invasion goal. So anyways, Final Nitro gets a B+. Silent Cuts Raw gets an A+. Yeah. So next up, WrestleMania 17. Houston, we have a problem. And many people like the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Up there with 20 actually, and 19. So see you next time for WrestleMania 17. No more WCW. Until when I do a spoiler. Actually, I'm going to tell them right now. The next year review after my Venture review is 1997. Fuck it. So yeah. WrestleMania 17 next. Bye.